This is CBC Here and Now.
The jury's been picked in a high-profile murder trial.
Ariana Kelland reports from the Al Potter case.
This rubble was once a hotel and a de facto rec center. Hear from the people in Clarenville who'll miss it most. That's ahead on Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Debbie Cooper.
And I'm Anthony Germain. Those stories in just a moment, but we start tonight with the rescues of 3 snowmobilers in 2 separate incidents over the weekend.
One man was successfully found on Mount Peyton last night, while another rider was found Sunday morning after he and his friend got separated from their group on the Northern Peninsula. Rescue teams spent most of today looking for the lost 68-year-old rider. Here Now's Colleen Connors has been following all the latest developments. Colleen, what do we know?
Well, Debbie, after days of searching, at 1 p.m. this afternoon, the second snowmobiler was found alive on the Northern Peninsula. This is a 68-year-old man from here, from the Bay of Islands, and the police say that he was found by a Universal helicopter and he was brought to the hospital here in Corner Brook. And that is where his friend Stan Rice has been recovering since he was located yesterday in the same area of the Northern Peninsula. They were both reported missing from their group of riders on Friday at 4:30. They were traveling between Jackson's Arm and Harbor Deep. Now, searchers have been looking for days now for these gentlemen. Police say they're experienced snowmobilers. They have their survival skills. They know what to do when they get lost. And I have to say, this area of the province saw severe snow squalls over these past few days, making it very difficult to see, especially in the mountains where these riders were located. It's not really clear if the second man was where exactly he was found in this area or if it was close to where his friend Rice was found.
So, Colleen, tell us about the rescue this weekend in central Newfoundland. There were a lot of volunteers involved.
Yes, most definitely. So Sunday night, a lone rider was on Mount Peyton and he had some snowmobile troubles with his machine. He somehow was able to contact his family and give a rough estimate of where he was located. Very quickly, the Exploit Search and Rescue Volunteer Group got word of this, and 18 snowmobilers went out looking for him on Mount Peyton. Now, this is a very vast area, as you can imagine, and very rough winter conditions. Exploit Search and Rescue Coordinator Roger Gooby says blowing snow -30. And, you know, even though they had a general idea of where this man was lost, about where he was on Mount Peyton, you know, they still had a lot of trouble finding him, and he really wasn't doing very well when they found him.
And, you know, when we got to him last night, he was unresponsive. And, you know, just all of our training just kicked in then that, you know, the guys all huddled around. They were hauling out blankets and sleeping bags, and, you know, we're getting warmed up. We're taking off our own mitts and hats and that, putting on, and just trying to get these, you know, getting his body temperature back up and getting stabilized.
Now, the searchers then brought him to a cabin nearby where he could warm up and wait for the ambulance. And when he did leave the ambulance last night, he was conscious and speaking with the searchers. Another experienced snowmobiler here that we're talking about tonight. But in both areas, very rough conditions over these past few days, high winds and very frigid temperatures. Live in Corner Brook tonight, I'm Colleen Connors for Here and Now.
Now, I spoke with Roger Gooby this afternoon about the rescue in central Newfoundland, and we talked about what search and rescue volunteers want you to know before you head out on the trails. That interview is coming up in about 30 minutes. A jury has been selected for a first-degree murder trial in St. John's. Here Now's Ariana Kelland was at Supreme Court today. She joins us now live from our newsroom. Ariana, what can you tell us?
Well, Debbie, it took just 1 day for 9 men and 7 women to be selected for Al Potter's jury. Now, it's expected that they will take every weekday now for the next 5 weeks to take in evidence. 55-year-old Potter is accused in the stabbing death of Dale Porter. The 39-year-old was killed in the early morning hours of June 29, 2014. Porter was found outside his home in North River, Conception Bay North. He was a father of 2 and did not have a criminal record. Al Potter wasn't arrested until 2 years later in September of 2016, and he's been in custody since then. A second man was also arrested and charged, but his name is protected by a publication ban. Now, hundreds of potential jurors gathered at Supreme Court earlier today. Jury summons in hand, crammed into multiple courtrooms. Many were exempt. They knew a witness or lawyer in the case. Others could show that by being away from work or home would cause financial hardship. Now, Potter himself was watching closely, putting on his reading glasses to look at documents and following along with what was happening. But I can tell you that there were lots of anxious and impatient people at Supreme Court today. I came across many who did not want to be on this jury. One woman even told me, "This is not a lottery I would want to win." Now, I can tell you that that woman did not end up getting selected, but 16 others were. 2 of those people will be alternates, and it's expected that the jury will begin hearing evidence tomorrow. Reporting live from the newsroom, I'm Mariana Kellen for Here and Now.
We've gone through 5 years of an exodus.
A shift in the city's office demographics. These buildings are emptying, but where are all the workers going? That story just ahead.
Well, boy, was it a chilly start to the day today. Took a look at some of these temperatures this morning. Minus 15 in Gander, minus 22 in Badger. And then we've got those temperatures sitting in the minus teens across parts of Labrador as well. Rebounded quite nicely today, though, in the minus single digits. Just a little bit below seasonal for this time of year. But as we head through the next couple of hours, we are looking at that potential for snow moving right across most of Newfoundland tonight. If we take a look at the future tracker, we could see that quickly move through tonight. Actually going to see some clearing skies for most of Newfoundland up through Labrador as well. We're going to see that snow move in, and then the next weather maker moves in, bringing that cloud cover through the day. We already have special weather statements in effect for the Canagra Peninsula as well as Bonavista, or as well as the Burin Peninsula. That's where we could see the heaviest rain. I'm thinking we could see it for southwestern portions of the Avalon as well. I'll have all those details in your full forecast when I come back. Deb?
Thanks, Ashley. Police in Bay Roberts say a man in his 30s nearly died from a fentanyl overdose. He was treated with naloxone nasal spray and taken to hospital where he recovered. But when RCMP tested items found at the scene, the highly toxic drug was found in the man's bubble gum packaging. Police believe the gum came from outside the province, but wanted to let people know about the incident. No charges are expected. A St. John's man has lost his luxury car after lending it to a neighbor. Judge David Orr ruled that the man either knew his neighbor was using the car for alleged drug dealings or was willfully blind to the fact. The BMW was seized when police stopped the neighbor in 2016 and arrested him for cocaine possession and several weapons offenses. Police found more than $63,000 in cash, scales, and pills in the car. The judge said the BMW's owner failed to establish why he should have his car back and that he wasn't involved in the crime.
Well, this was the dramatic scene in Clarenville late Saturday night when fire consumed the Wave Hotel and Fitness Center. It was the second time in just hours that firefighters were called to that hotel. The town's only swimming pool is in the building, or was in the building, so a lot of visiting sports teams and their families would often stay there. But today, it's just a pile of charred rubble. Here Now's Katie Breen went to Clarenville today to assess the damage.
The pool was located behind that last standing shed. Behind that shed to the left with the pool is a 25-meter lap pool, and it was facing that direction.
Now there's not much left to the pool or the Wave Hotel. The Wave was one of 4 hotels in Clarenville, but it also acted like a community rec center. It had a gym, and it was home of the Wave Runners, a swim club team with 120 kids. For 4 hours a day, hotel guests weren't allowed in. The pool was blocked off so local swim team swimmers could do their laps.
It was my home. I'd eat lunch here, I'd do everything here, and it's really just a big shocker to have that huge part of my life just gone for permanently or for the time being. Regardless, it's devastating.
I used to lifeguard here, and I remember coming in and there'd be regulars every single day. And I used to talk to them, make good friends with them, and it's gonna be really hard. I mean, there's no pool here for at least an hour and a half drive, and so many people used that pool and loved it.
We don't know where we're going to go next, so we're kind of at a loss, and there's a lot of questions need to be answered, but we don't have any of the answers just yet.
So what's next? I wasn't able to reach the hotel owner today. It's unclear if he'll rebuild, and the town doesn't think it will be able to take on a pool itself. Clarenville did a feasibility study in 2014, but the idea stopped there.
Maybe it might be appropriate time now to take the dust off that report, and it might be a good appropriate time as well to look at a regional pool. As a municipality, I don't really think that we have the fiscal resources to go it alone.
The province hasn't responded to questions about the pool's future, but the fire comes at a hard time for Clarenville. The town's shipyard went bankrupt a few months ago, and its fish plant closed in 2016. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Police are investigating. But what is clear is just how much the Wave Hotel meant to Clarenville and how badly the community will miss it. Katie Breen, CBC News, Clarenville.
Today is the first day of confessed killer Bruce MacArthur's sentencing hearing, and proceedings began with the Crown confirming what many members of the city's LGBTQ community had suspected. A serial killer had been targeting them for years.
Well, it's really heavy. There's a few tears, and people, I think, are just in shock in terms of what they're hearing.
Today's sentencing hearing began with some new details on how he committed the murders, and it included victim impact statements from friends and family. MacArthur pleaded guilty last week to killing 8 men, all from Toronto's gay community, and those killings occurred over 7 years, started in 2010. Supporters expect the next few days to be difficult for family and friends.
The word closure is an interesting word. I don't think with grief and with death especially, and death in this way, I don't think anyone really ever gets closure. What they do is get some pieces of their lives and some questions answered so that they can start moving forward. So they may close that chapter but come back to revisit on a regular basis. So yeah, it's the starting of the process to start healing.
The Conservative Party is coming under fire today for releasing a spoof Heritage Minute, and Historica Canada is not laughing.
Some prime ministers were good, some great, but never had one been fined for breaking the law while in office. Until one day.
This political attack ad by the Tories takes aim at Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's breach of ethics laws. The non-profit group says it welcomes parodies, but does not want them used for partisan political purposes. The video was taken down, but then reposted with a message stating it's a parody. Historica Canada says even with the disclaimer, the Conservative ad runs counter to the spirit of its Heritage Minutes.
Well, back to some local news now. A story in which the numbers tell you everything, and it's one of a shift from downtown St. John's. More than a quarter of Class A office space in the city's core now empty.
Now that's in stark contrast to just 6 years ago when an oil-fueled economic boom drove the vacancy rate to nearly zero. And there are signs the exodus is far from over. But as Here Now's Terry Roberts reports, some optimists see a silver lining in it all.
If there's a symbol of the challenges facing the office space rental market in the downtown, it's this building. As of December, this newly renovated and expanded tower had more than 140,000 square feet of empty office space, a vacancy rate 65%. It's not the only extreme example of this worrisome trend. The venerable Fortis building at 139 Water, 82,000 square feet of office space, more than half the building empty, though a renovation is in the works. The largest downtown office building, only 3/4 full. As of December, more than 330,000 square feet of high-end office space unoccupied.
For the average person, it should be a big concern.
Charlie Oliver manages Atlantic Place, 37 years in the downtown property management scene.
We've gone through 5 years of an exodus, very biblical.
So what's happening? Of course, there's an economic slowdown, but there's also this. Major employers are migrating to the suburbs. Core moving here to Kenmount Road, 300 employees. And there's more. The school district head office was once located here, a large tenant at Atlantic Place, on the move. Now it's here in a government-owned building on Elizabeth Avenue, another 100+ employees gone from the downtown. But the really big blow is yet to come. This is Cabot Place on New Gower Street. Prime real estate, landmarks all around. But the main tenant here is leaving, vacating about 90,000 square feet. ExxonMobil is an oil giant, a mainstay in the downtown since the 1980s. But like Suncor, it's also on the move. The company behind Hibernia and Hebron is moving to, appropriately enough, Hebron Way, taking its 400 employees and arriving at this large office building a year from now. The Offshore Petroleum Board, located in this downtown tower, is also in the market for a new home, looking for 36,000 square feet of office space. We'll find out soon whether its 100 employees will join the migration. Downtown businesses are on edge.
Membership certainly feel the impact when you see businesses that are leaving.
Some experts say a healthy market should have a vacancy rate of 10 to 15%, so the current 28% is not good.
I wouldn't rule out that some businesses will close, but there's certainly been some chatter in the broader downtown business community that vacancy rates are having a negative impact on operations.
But Oliver believes a strategy of attracting families to the downtown is the answer, with projects like this apartment complex on Henry Street.
As the last guy moves out, Exxon, it's turning around with an 80-unit apartment building ready to come on stream in 4 to 6 months. A new hotel coming in, a new performance arts center. All of those things will draw people back to the core.
And municipal leaders are also hopeful.
I do feel optimistic. I've had numerous conversations with developers, a number of different projects that are coming, in the downtown core in particular.
And property owners are responding by lowering leasing rates.
A lot of times when there's an RFP or a request for a proposal, landlords are coming with their best offer. We've seen a little bit of a movement on face rent, so that spread between the downtown and the office rent is getting smaller. And we're also seeing free rent and other inducements being offered to attract tenants to the downtown, as well as the suburban market.
So it's a loss for one area of the city and big gains for others. But it's impossible to ignore when it involves the historic downtown. Terry Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
I guess the silver lining on that, Debbie, is that Terry sort of shows how many people are leaving the downtown, but they're not leaving the province, right? So the resources, the jobs, they're staying here, but of course that's a big challenge for the city.
But it is obviously making people in the downtown core nervous.
Yeah.
There's always been this cycle, though. Hopefully it'll rebound.
It'll end at some point?
Yeah. Well, turning to something else, last year he was a close second, but this year Andrew Simmons iced a team that came out on top at the Provincial Men's Championships in St. John's.
And that win means Tim Simmons will represent Newfoundland and Labrador at the Briar, the National Curling Championships.
It was celebration time at Ballyhaley Curling Club yesterday afternoon after Team Simmons cruised to a 5-0 win over Team Rousel.
Simmons and lead Keith Jewer added Chris Ford and Colin Thomas and Adam Boland to the team after losing the Tankard final last year to Greg Smith's rink. All 5 have been past Canadian champions at some level. Next up,
Briar is in Brandon, Manitoba. That's next month in March, which again features Team Gouju representing Canada.
I want to introduce you to Benjamin. He's in grade 3 here at Beachy Cove Elementary, and he's turned some heads because he beat everybody in the spelling bee.
It felt normal and it felt exciting too.
But there's some complications that's coming up.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. 5,000 kilometers of groomed trails are waiting to be explored. Embrace winter today.
Big exciting day over the weekend. I'm not talking about that silly football game.
Which wasn't exciting. No.
Groundhog Day.
Yes.
Right?
Groundhog Day.
So Shubenacadie Sam is the Nova Scotia guy.
Yeah.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil. And Wyerton Willie.
Yeah.
Right?
So
what's your take? What's your analysis?
Well, Nova Scotia, we saw a shadow, so it looks like it's another 6 weeks of winter, and then the other two didn't see their shadow, so they're predicting an early spring.
We need to breed like a Brawweiler Bob, and you could bring him in here this time of year and let him out.
And see what.
I have a feeling you're going to explain to us why no groundhogs exist in this province. 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 months.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say at least 6 more weeks of winter. Sorry,
so.
but I think that's.
I don't think anybody expected anything different.
No, not at all. No, not at all. But today definitely felt like winter, especially all weekend. Those temperatures sitting a little bit below zero if we take a look, or rather below seasonal. Taking a look at those temperatures in the minus single digits, a little warmer down along the south coast, 0 degrees in Burgeo. And then up through Labrador, we're seeing those temperatures in the minus teens. Now, the snow is moving through most of Newfoundland tonight. It'll be quite quick. Those temperatures will dip as well, so we're going to go down to the minus single digits again, -9 in Corner Brook. Same for Central. St. Anthony is going to be quite chilly though, -19 tonight. Once this snow moves through, a quick 2 to 4 centimeters, everything should clear out, and we're going to see some clearing skies by morning. Port aux Basques -8 is your overnight low tonight. Up through Labrador, going to stay cold for Lab City. Snow will move in towards the early morning hours, and then otherwise we're looking at fair skies for the most part for the rest of Labrador, -21 in Nain, and the Straits sitting at -20. Now, taking a look at the forecast, there's that snow that moves in tomorrow. Most of the day for the island actually looks quite nice. We'll see that increasing cloud through the morning hours, eventually making its way towards eastern Newfoundland and the Avalon by the time early afternoon rolls around. And then things start to get a little bit messy. So we're going to see that system move through. Here's what I'm thinking as far as who's going to see the most. So 10 to 15 centimeters is a good bet for northern Newfoundland and along the northeast coast. Further south for southwestern Newfoundland and then towards central and the interior, that's where we're going to see a changeover from snow to ice pellets, freezing rain to rain. And then most of eastern Newfoundland and the Avalon will see mainly a rain event. Now this will move in late day, and we could see with these temperatures hovering around minus single digits, we could see that potential for some freezing rain. Otherwise, up through Labrador, we're looking at a good 2 to 5 centimeters of snow through the day. So here's a look at the numbers. Sitting around -2 is your afternoon high for eastern Newfoundland and the Avalon. Again, cloud cover moves in towards the evening hours, so the first half of the day looks quite nice, and then we're going to see everything start as freezing rain as these temperatures are still hovering, but the temperatures are actually going to climb through the evening and overnight hours, so we will eventually see everything change over to rain. Now for Terra Nova through to Grand Falls, Windsor, same thing. We're going to see that snow potentially to start, ice pellets, freezing rain, and then eventually rain as these temperatures continue to climb. But most of the day you'll be sitting around -4. Down through southwestern Newfoundland, we're going to see temperatures sitting in the minus single digits. Again, 0 degrees for Port aux Basques, and then that's where we're going to see that changeover in the afternoon for the most part. And then up through northern portions, again along the northeast coast, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow is possible. Same for Mary's Harbor, up through Cartwright. Those amounts will be closer to 2 to 5 centimeters. And then here's the rest of your forecast for Labrador. So we'll see that snow move in through the day. 2 to 5 centimeters is possible. Temperatures still sitting around seasonal in the minus teens. And then Nain and Makovic will stay clear for the most part, and those temperatures hovering around the same. So let's look at your forecast. We'll look ahead a little bit when I come back. Anthony?
Thanks, Ashley. To a story now about a spelling bee underdog. A grade 3 student who moved here from Sudan defeated all of his fellow students at Beachy Cove Elementary Spelling Bee. But because he's so young, the rules don't allow him to go to the Provincial Bee, which is in about 2.5 weeks at Holy Heart. But he and his buddies are such good sports, and of course, there's always next year.
Lustrous. L-U-S-T-R. tennis, lustrous.
That's correct. We're at Beachy Cove Elementary, and I'm with two avid spellers. They recently had a spelling bee with a very exciting finish. Going to start with Benjamin. How did you become such a good speller?
Well, I kept on practicing in my house, and every time I failed a word, I kept on doing it all over until I got better at it.
Right. Joel?
Yeah.
What was it like for you?
It was fun. I really liked it, and I was hoping he was going to win.
You were hoping that Benjamin was win?
Yep.
Well, what about hoping that you would win?
I was hoping that I was going to win too, but I had thinking that Benjamin was going to win.
Because he's that good?
Yeah, I thought he was really good at spelling.
All right. So you saw him try to spell the word gravity?
Yep.
Yeah. And did you know he was going to have difficulty?
Well, I don't know really about that one.
Okay. What happened?
When I got up on stage, I closed my eyes and I thought the word. And when I thought the word, I seen the I in my head, but then when I tried to speak it out.
Sorry, the letter I?
Yep, the letter I. And then when I tried to speak it out, it just never went out, so.
It vanished.
I guess so.
So how did you spell gravity?
Gravity.
Oh! You forgot the I.
Yeah.
So you're going to remember how to spell gravity for the rest of your life.
I think so.
Yeah.
I noticed yesterday the sportsmanship that was generated through all the children that were in the spelling bee, whether they were the winners or they were eliminated. All you saw was high fives and cheering. It was so nice to see everybody just supporting you no matter what the outcome was.
Having the confidence to do something or try something that they normally wouldn't have the opportunity to do, and to try out their spelling skills, I think is fantastic for confidence building.
Now, one thing about the spelling bee is you're in grade 3, right?
Yeah.
And in order to go on to Holy Heart to represent Beachy Cove, you have to be
In grade 4.
So you can't go.
No, he can't.
How do you feel about that?
I feel a bit bad and I feel a bit disappointment.
Really? But there's always next year,
Yep.
right? And you're obviously a good speller.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how did you feel about that?
I was a bit sad because I wanted him to go there. Because I felt like that he was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a bit sad.
Okay. So how do you repeat as the best speller here at Beachy Cove? What's your strategy?
I might not do it next year. I just want other people to get a chance to win too.
That is a wonderful, wonderful thought. Although personally, I hope you both spell next year, and I hope you're back in the spelling bee. Are you going to go back?
I feel like I might because I want to have fun like I did this year.
Was it a lot of fun? Question about Benjamin, the winner. He's in grade 3. How common is it for a grade 3 student to win this, considering he's up against older students?
Well, last year, actually, we had a grade 3 student who was a runner-up for our school, and she actually is walking away this year as one of the participants at Holy Heart. So it's great practice for them to kind of get in the first year and, get their feet wet, and then hopefully the next year they can actually participate.
A lot of big cheer for Benjamin, too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing to see, because then he can be a role model for the grade 3s next year, to see that I can do this. Just because I don't get to go to Holy Heart, I can still be the champion for my school and for my class.
It's good practice.
Mm-hmm. What I love so much about the grade 3s and the 4s participating is that they kind of mentored each other. So it was very much like a group effort. So all the grade 3s got together, the grade 4s had some tips to give. And so I'm not really surprised that Ben succeeded in that way.
Yeah,
that was wonderful to hear Benjamin and Joel.
They're such good sports, right?
And old souls.
Yeah, I know,
very
I
wise
know.
for
Only
8 years old.
8, yeah. So that big championship spelling bee, that's a couple of weeks, February 23rd at Holy Heart Theatre, of course, Telegram. I think that's the 7th one, I think. And as Benjamin mentioned, as he can't go because he's in grade 3 and only grade 4. So very stressful to watch spelling bees.
Yeah.
Because you sort of watch,
you've moderated them too.
Yeah, my kids were in them, and it was worse than sudden death hockey. It's a K! It's a K!
In Twillingate, they're ditching the plastic bag in an effort to protect these shores.
Less trash in the landfills, less trash in the environment.
I'll tell you all about it coming up on Here Now.
Welcome back, everyone. Grocery stores in the Twillingate area have joined forces. With a little help from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, 4 big stores have taken a plastic-free pledge. Here now's Garrett Barry has that story.
Thank you very much. If you don't look close, you might not see it. For these shoppers, hardly an inconvenience at all.
So the actual changeover was not a big expense to us, and not a big expense to our customers because the bags were passed out and handed out as a free incentive to switch over.
And the reviews are strong.
We don't want so much stuff going into the landfill and the oceans and stuff, so I think it's a great idea.
I love those bags because with the plastic ones, you gather them up in your house and you got a mess. With those, they're stronger.
Okay, so they support the ban, but did they remember their bag?
Never.
Once we forgot, but now on we won't forget. Yeah.
That's the next challenge for the 4 stores that have signed up, and the backer, the DFO.
Success is when no more plastic bags are being given out by these grocery stores. People are bringing their own reusable bags.
It bought 6,000 of these and handed them out to grocery stores around Twillingate.
Part of the DFO mandate to protect species in the ocean, so if we can prevent plastic bags from making its way there, why not?
It's not free. Each bag costs $1.65. DFO said some of the cash came from court fines, but either way, they say it's well worth it.
They break up, they rip up, they become microplastics. So you end up on the beaches, you could have a full-size plastic bag, or you could have little particles. All of it ends up in the food chain. It's ingested by all different types of sea creatures, and it's quite harmful.
When we asked people about the plastic bag, a lot of people started talking about the oceans and the shore, and just how much garbage they find on their walks by the beach in the summertime. Hillier says by the time next summer comes around, she's willing to bet these shores are going to be a whole lot cleaner. Garrett Barry, CBC News, Twillingate.
Well, the vendors at the St. John's Farmers Market donated some of their profits to the Community Food Sharing Association over the weekend. The vendors say working in the food industry, it was the least they could do. People across the province have been coming together to support the food bank supplier after last week's fire wiped out an entire warehouse of food. So far, efforts have raised more than $300,000 and about 50,000 pounds of food has been delivered to the Community Food Sharing Association's interim warehouse.
Everyone's really chipping in. It's hugely important. That food bank supplies over 50 other food banks in the province, so it's important that we all rally together, get make sure that we take care of each other, and it's all about community.
Well, I eat every day. Not everybody does. I'm in the food business, you could say, and what better use of my resources than to help other people eat.
All of our training just kicked in. We're taking off our own mitts and hats and that, putting on, and just trying to get his body temperature back up and get him stabilized.
4 days, 3 rescues. Ahead, what an emergency responder wants snowmobilers to remember before hitting the trail. Welcome back to Here and Now. As you heard earlier in the program, there's good news tonight about 3 snowmobilers who went missing in separate incidents on the weekend. All have been found alive, although they were in pretty rough shape. 2 of the men got lost on the northern peninsula, while another man ran into trouble in central Newfoundland. Rescue crews rushed to the base of Mount Peyton, located between Gander and Glenwood. They had a report that a snowmobiler needed immediate help. Roger Gooby is the coordinator with Exploits Search and Rescue. And Roger Gooby joins us now. Well, Roger, take us back to last night. The call for help came in just before 7. How long did it take to find him?
Well, last night, like I said, the call came in at about 6:45 last night. We assembled our team here in Grand Falls, Windsor, and headed to the scene, which is roughly about 50 kilometers from Grand Falls, Windsor here by Snowmobile. We headed into the scene. We got to the area that the gentleman was in trouble at roughly around 8:20 yesterday evening. And we started a hasty search in the conditions there with 18 snowmobilers last night. And within 15 minutes, we had the gentleman located. Conditions was pretty rough there last night. It was about -30 with the wind chill, blowing snow, and very cold and frigid.
Wow, he was on his own, wasn't he? Did you get a sense from him? Was he able to tell you what happened to him to cause him to get into trouble?
He ended up on the hill yesterday evening, and he ended up with his snowmobile tumbling down over the hill. And I guess with the ordeal last night, he came pretty cold, pretty quick. And when we got to him last night, he was unresponsive. And just all of our training just kicked in then that the guys all huddled around. They were hauling out blankets and sleeping bags, and we're getting warmed up. We're taking off our own mitts and hats and that, putting on, and just trying to get these getting his body temperature back up and getting stabilized at the scene.
So he was actually hypothermic when you got to him?
He was very hypothermic when we got to him. And fortunately enough, about 4 kilometers away, the Snowmobile Association has a warm-up shelter. So we send some of our crew back to get a good fire going in the warming shelter while we were getting stabilized. And then we were able to put in the rescue sled and getting down off the mountain and down to the warming shelter.
So, Roger, just before you transported him, when you got to him first, what did he say to you?
He said when he opened his eyes and he looked at us and he said, I'm so glad to see you guys here. And like I say, it makes all your training worthwhile, and certainly is a good feeling when you can bring someone home safely. And the guys were on a good high last night that everybody was feeling good when we got back home, and mission accomplished.
Yeah, mission accomplished. You got him warmed up in that warm cabin and then transported him to an ambulance, I understand.
Yes, we did, yes.
Now, Roger, we saw a similar search on the Great Northern Peninsula after 2 men went missing on Friday. Unfortunately, news today that the second person was found alive. Both are okay. Now, they're all experienced snowmobilers, and I understand the man you rescued was. So what does that tell you about the conditions at this time of year?
Conditions, like I say, in the country this year, after we had a few big miles the last few weeks, there's a lot of conditions out there that's not normal that you're seeing every day. We got the real cold temperatures, the low snow drift that's out there, and then you're getting a lot of crevices and brooks and false areas that the snow is collapsing. That people got to be very wary of the conditions they're going and be well prepared.
And that is your message, to do your homework, be safe when you get on the trails, and I guess a GPS is a must, isn't it?
Certainly is a must, and right now the phone technology, is very fortunate that if you're in an area that got cell coverage, last night if he wasn't able to get cell coverage and let someone know where he was, certainly the outcome could have been quite different.
Sounds like it could have indeed. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you and everybody who took part in the search.
Thank you, Debbie.
Well, with wind chills of minus 45, most of Alberta is under extreme cold warning, so you'd think bundling up is a no-brainer.
And yet, a group of runners in Calgary decided to embrace the cold for a good cause. The CBC's Anis Hardy explains.
There are cheers as these people start running in minus 26 degrees Celsius.
Maybe that's my question. Are you crazy?
I might be. I don't know. Does a crazy person know they're crazy?
Travis Burdell was one of around 24 runners who decided they don't need shirts to run. They were all participating in the Calgary Exposed 5K.
We're not crazy, and I think if people expose themselves to the cold, I think they'll understand that.
Nathaniel Ernst is a personal trainer, and he organized the run. He's done the shirtless, cold running thing for years now, and he says it's not as bad as you think.
We had a lot of runners at the start that thought it was absolutely crazy, and the response that we got when we did the training runs was, oh, it's actually not that bad.
The event was a fundraiser for homeless shelter In From the Cold, a name that definitely held meaning in minus 26 temperatures, and that's before the wind chill.
We thought that the homeless don't have a choice, whether it's going to be cold outside or not, and when it is, a lot of them don't have a place to go.
Despite the frigid conditions, they raised more than $30,000. Anis Hardy, CBC News, Calgary.
I can feel that. It was for a great cause, and he said he's not crazy, but I don't know, awfully brave to run in that.
Red.
Especially like
good cause.
When we talk about wind chill, normally you're bundling up, and that was just, I don't know, that's
They're
crazy.
Committed.
Yes.
Or they should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we haven't got those deep freeze temperatures, but
No.
what's ahead for the next few days?
Well, we're actually looking at a warm-up, so a little bit of a mess working through Tuesday night into Wednesday. If we take a look at the future tracker, you can see that there. Those pinks and purples, well, the pink anyway is telling us that we're going to potentially see some freezing rain or in a mixture of ice pellets as well through most of central. And then for eastern Newfoundland and the Avalon, we're looking at that potential for rain and heavy at times into the day on Wednesday, as you can see. But in behind that, we're going to get into some wraparound, some cold air, which means everything should change back over to snow into the afternoon hours, especially along the northeast coast, and then for parts of northern Newfoundland as well. And then things clear out. So the actual rest of the day on Wednesday actually looks quite nice, but the temperatures are going to drop, as I mentioned. So here's a look at your forecast for Wednesday, sitting above zero for the most part. Temperatures should reach the mid-single digits for the Avalon, so we are looking at that potential for showers. And then, as I mentioned, those temperatures will drop. So up through northern Newfoundland and then down through at least Corner Brook, we're going to see everything change back over to snow. Up through Labrador, not bad at all through the day. Temperatures climbing there as well, minus single digits. Happy Valley, Goose Bay looking at plenty of sunshine, and then same for Lab City with those temperatures sitting in the minus double digits. So looking overnight into Thursday, stays quite calm for the most part. We are looking at some cloudy periods through the day on Thursday, but overall not a bad Thursday. And then the next system moves in Friday. Now over the next couple of weeks, or at least the next week or so, it does look like we're in for this roller coaster ride of temperatures, which means mixing is possible for Newfoundland. Labrador should stay cold, or will stay cold rather. So we are looking at all snow through the day on Friday, but you can see again that colder air staying north. Most of Newfoundland will change over to showers again through the day, Friday into Saturday. And then we'll wrap around that colder air again, changing into snow on the backside of that system for Saturday afternoon, and then continuing through the day on Sunday as well. So here's a look at the forecast over the next couple of days. Some freezing rain late day tomorrow for St. John's and eastern Newfoundland, then that changes over to rain as those temperatures climb up to 6 degrees. And then Thursday, again, that sunshine returning, and then we're going to get back into that warmer air, so between 1 and 5 degrees for for the weekend. Same thing for central Newfoundland, wintry mix tomorrow, clearing on Thursday, and then snow for the day on Friday, and then 6 degrees on Sunday. So western Newfoundland will stay into those colder temperatures. We're going to see more of a swing in temperatures through the week, and then up through Labrador, those temperatures are going to be sitting in the minus double digits, minus teens. Snow moving in Friday with that system. Then we're going to see the same thing for western Newfoundland, but it does look like or rather western Labrador, and then it does look like sunshine through the day on Wednesday. So let's look at your forecast. I'll have your weather photo when I come back. Deb?
This weather update is brought to you by Beltone, helping the world hear better.
We've all seen stories about overcrowded flights when there are more passengers than available seats. Maybe you've experienced it yourself. Tonight, the story of a man who says he thought he was doing the right thing by volunteering to give up his seat on an overcrowded Air Canada flight, only to have the airline backtrack on the compensation it promised. Erica Johnson has this Go Public investigation.
Every customer experience matters.
Daniel Chai is teaching his business students about customer service, a lesson he created after a recent experience with Air Canada.
It's all about trusting and respecting your customers.
He was traveling from Vancouver to Toronto, but his flight was overcrowded.
It was just pandemonium. There were people sitting on the floor. There were babies crying. The whole place was just full of people.
Chai says he volunteered to give up his seat and take a later flight in exchange for a $600 voucher, which he says was increased to $800 later that day.
And I thought, wow, this is a great gesture by Air Canada. They stepped up. They're really rewarding people for voluntarily giving up their seats, as they should.
But when Air Canada emailed him the next day, it offered only a 15% discount off a future flight, not $800.
I think that's just wrong. As a business professor, I consider that to be a marketing fail. This is what you're not supposed to do when you treat customers.
After he pushed back in an email, Air Canada replied offering on an exceptional basis a $300 coupon as a goodwill gesture. But an expert in contract law says a verbal promise, in this case for $800, is a binding contract.
The airline offered up compensation. The passenger accepted it. It's not open to the airline to say, well, we don't really like that deal anymore, and so we'd like to change it.
This air passenger rights advocate says giving up your seat on an overcrowded flight can be risky.
I generally recommend passengers not to volunteer to give up their seats, because we hear too many cases like this one where passengers have difficulty then getting the compensation they were promised.
Air Canada declined an interview request, but after Go Public contacted the airline, it did send Daniel Chai another voucher, this one for $500, adding up to the $800 he says he was owed. Erica Johnson, CBC News, Vancouver.
3 CP Railway crew members have died after a freight train derailed in southeastern British Columbia. Between 40 and 60 rail cars jumped the tracks early this morning. The incident occurred near the town of Field, which is close to Banff National Park. Now, CP says there were no dangerous goods involved in the accident. The Transportation Safety Board is investigating the crash.
Well, here's your viewer photo of the day. Beautiful shot there. This one was taken in Labrador, but where?
On a skating range.
It's appropriate, the Canadian flag there. How Canadian is that scene?
That's a great photo there, yeah.
Beauty.
All right, I'll tell you where this photo was taken when we come back. Well, time to take a look at the weather photo yet again. So there it is. You made a couple of...
I made a couple of stabs. I was looking at the lights and I said, well, maybe it's, you know, where it's developed in Labrador, Goose Bay, near the base or whatever, but I was wrong.
No, you were far off. Not at all. Churchill Falls, yeah. Yeah, so it was a great shot there. Thank you so much for sending that in. Apparently, the adults played a game, and then the kids played a game. They had a little tournament there. So thank you, Rick, for sending that photo in. If you have any weather photos that you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca, and we will get them on the show.
I think I see some Leafs jerseys there.
Most
Bit of
likely.
blue, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bright
See
blue.
that there.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere.
Not le Canadian.
They're everywhere.
Ottawa, you're an Ottawa guy.
Mostly, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, don't ask me. It's
Okay.
horrible.
I thought it was Canadians, but anyway.
You would think it would be the Canadians.
Yeah. That's our program for this Monday. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night.